We had some visitors today. I don't get an estate. Nothing happened.
Ma just gave us some cornbread and a tobacco and they went away. Laura wanted to untie Jack when they came, but I didn't let her.
Little House on the Prairie was one of those more dearly loved television series, running 9 full seasons primarily based upon timeless novels written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The screen representation mannerisms of family, community, and frontier life in America were strongly held to the hearts of every age group present. In this video, we are going to revisit the lives of the talented cast that performed these highly iconic characters, beginning with the man who led the way, Michael Landon. Born Eugene Maurice Orowitz on October 31, 1936, in Forest Hills, New York, Michael Landon is an icon of American television history. His name is synonymous with memorable performances and groundbreaking television. Early life was tough for Landon. He was the youngest of 3 in a family torn apart by his mother's bouts with mental illness. Thus, he had to bear emotional burdens. Despite such personal setbacks, the young boy's athletic exploits proved to be an outlet, as he excelled in javelin throwing during high school. Although he excelled in javelin throwing and earned a scholarship to the University of Southern California, a serious knee injury halted his athletic pursuits and led him to explore acting. Feeling his given name was not right for an actor, he eventually took the name Michael Landon from a phone book. He started his career with small roles in films and television, gaining early recognition for his performance in I Was a Teenage Werewolf, a movie produced in 1957, and The Legend of Tom Dooley, a film that came out in 1959. His big break came when he was selected to play Joseph Little Joe Cartwright in the Western series entitled Bonanza, which started in 1959. The role in the Bonanza drama series not only made him noticeable, but also sealed his position as a star on television. When Bonanza ended in 1973, Landon significantly advanced his career by taking on the lead role in Little House on the Prairie, which aired in 1974. The series was based on Wilder's best-selling collection of books about the life of a 19th-century pioneer family. The character Landon played, Charles Ingalls, was dearly loved by audiences since the man he played exemplified such things as family values, resilient struggle, and moral fortitude. Landon contributed much more to Little House on the Prairie than just his acting. As an executive producer, writer, and director, his creative vision depicted the heart and message of the show. He filled the series with aspects of love, family, and the trials of rural living, touching on greater social issues like poverty, racism, and disability. It is this depth in storytelling that has made the show the cultural phenomenon it was and one of the most popular series of its time. Above all, Little House on the Prairie deliberately incorporated confidently showing the importance of family and community through love, support, and survival, exhibited by the Ingalls. Each episode had a moral lesson, and that reflected Michael Landon's strong belief in the power of love, truth, and decency, while the challenges that the characters went through showed the strength of the human spirit for it to be able to overcome adversity. But besides his screen roles, the legacy of Michael Landon is huge. He is remembered not only for his great acting in Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie, but also for the huge contributions he has made as a director and a producer. His ability to make the characters in his stories so relatable has put an indelible mark on television. Though Landon died in 1991 of pancreatic cancer, his work is still applicable and appreciated for the kind attitude and perpetually relevant themes that it portrays. He was a cultural hero who exhibited family values and community spirit through his work. TV Guide ranked him as one of the 50 greatest TV dads of all time in 2004 for his portrayal of Charles Ingalls, based on the recognizable endurance of his character. Melissa Gilbert. Another important figure in the series is Melissa Gilbert, born May 8, 1964, in Los Angeles, California, who would create her acting, directing, and producing prowess. She is most recognized as Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie, where she played the lead character throughout her childhood. Adopted at birth by actor Paul Gilbert and actress Barbara Crane, Melissa was introduced to the entertainment world early in life due to her family's connections. Starting her acting career at 4, Melissa began doing commercials before working her way into television shows. It was then, at age 9, after outbidding almost 500 other girls, landed the role of Laura Ingalls, a pivotal point in her career. During the series run from 1974 to 1983, Gilbert's Laura Ingalls equated with sincerity and honest-to-goodness performances. The sincerity of Gilbert's portrayal of the pioneer's struggles and victories further resonated with audiences, thus leaving her legacy as one of the well-known child stars across the nation. She also did other projects outside of Little House, including The Diary of Anne Frank in 1980 and The Miracle Worker in 1979. Gilbert was the centerpiece in Little House on the Prairie, as she portrayed Laura, a representation of the thematic concerns of family, survival, and pursuing dreams, which pulled at the heartstrings. With 191 appearances out of 205 episodes of the show, Gilbert became one of its most familiar faces. Her relatable performance helped make the series a cultural touchstone of social issues, community, and family values. He became a supportive figure to Melissa Gilbert following the death of her adoptive father. He balanced out the downsides of being in the entertainment business, and the two remained extremely close, even though their relationship faced some ups and downs after Little House on the Prairie ended. With all the acclaim she received for her work, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1985 for her brilliant contributions to television. While that might be the most iconic role, Gilbert's legacy certainly doesn't stop there. Throughout her career, Gilbert has continued acting, directing, and producing. Her leadership was also evident through serving as president of the Screen Actors Guild from 2001 to 2005, during which she advocated for actors' rights and was a political force in the industry. In 2009, Gilbert released her memoir, Prairie, which opened the doors on a very personal level to her life, struggles, and experiences in Hollywood. She also accepted various forms of features in the world of entertainment. Example, participating in Dancing with the Stars in 2012 to show her range and commitment to her craft. Gilbert remains an admired figure, not only for her portrayal of Laura Ingalls, but for her support of actors and her continued valuable contributions to the entertainment industry. Indeed, her rise from child star to respected actress and leader was marked by strength and dedication, securing her legacy in the process. Melissa Sue Anderson. Another unforgettable figure in the series Little House on the Prairie is Melissa Sue Anderson, born on September 26, 1962, in Berkeley, California. She is known for playing the character of Mary Ingalls in the series. Her family was very artistic, so Melissa Anderson's family moved to Southern California when she was young. Prompted by a dance teacher to pursue acting, she soon became a ubiquitous presence through several TV commercials and guest appearances, including on The Brady Bunch and in the film Shaft, 1973. When she landed the role of Mary Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie at the tender age of 11, in 1974, she infused tears and poignancy into the role of the eldest daughter who unfortunately lost her eyesight. In 1978, Anderson was the only cast member to receive an Emmy nomination during the show's run, highlighting how impactful her performance was. Mary Ingalls' character embodied traits such as compassion, understanding, and perseverance. She was an integral part of the show, therefore. This became evident through the storyline of Mary losing her sight, an extremely important storyline that brought awareness to the lives of individuals with disabilities and gave an added layer of depth to the series. Anderson's acting through this process received extensive critical acclaim for authenticity and emotional resonance, thus securing a place in this show's legacy of addressing compelling social issues within a family-oriented narrative. Her character, Mary Ingalls, played by Melissa Sue Anderson on Little House on the Prairie, had to endure quite a few hardships in the storylines, including losing a baby and going through personal trauma. These were paralleled with the general themes of the show, including standing tall through adversity and holding on to family. Although these storylines were rather heavy, Anderson handled them professionally, but later confessed that the dark turns in Mary's journey were burdensome to handle. Since her early days in Little House on the Prairie, Anderson proceeded to do several television films and series, most of which include The Equalizer and Murder, she wrote. She has also dipped her toes into the horror genre by starring in Happy Birthday to Me, released in 1981. She also won an Emmy Award for her performance in the ABC after-school special Which Mother Is Mine? Notwithstanding her professional success, in 1990, Anderson made a conscious decision to make her personal life the priority when she married writer and producer Michael Sloan, eventually relocating with him to Canada, where she later became a naturalized citizen in 2007. In 2010, Anderson took a look back at her life and career and wrote about it in her memoir entitled The Way I See It. She speaks candidly of her battles, including her parents' divorce and the struggle of growing up in the entertainment world. Her legacy is defined by her commitment to her craft, advocacy for women's issues, and portraying one of television's most empowering females, which helped mold the landscape. Nowadays, Melissa Sue Anderson is remembered not only for her portrayal of Mary Ingalls, but also for her contributions to the entertainment industry and family life. Her journey from being a child actress to a respected figure in Hollywood inspires many to this day, hence securing her place in television history. Karen Grassel. Another important figure involved in the cast of Little House on the Prairie is Karen Grassel, born on February 25, 1942, in Berkeley, California. Grassel is best known for playing the role of Caroline Ingalls, the loving and strong mother in the series. Grassel was born into a very supportive family. Her father was a real estate businessman, and her mother was a school teacher. She developed an interest in the arts at a very tender age. She appeared in school plays, sang with a Baptist choir, and studied ballet. Upon graduating from Ventura High School in 1959, where she had been named Girl of the Year and Vice President of the student body, Grassel attended University of California, Berkeley. She attended Sophie Newcomb Memorial College before finally transferring to the University of California, Berkeley, where she graduated in 1965 with majors in English and dramatic art. Her academic successes made her a Fulbright Fellow. This allowed her to study at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. She first began to perform in the late 1960s, starting with theater work, such as at the Stanford Contemporary Workshop and the Colorado Shakespeare Festival. In 1968, she made her Broadway debut in The Gingham Dog, followed by Butterflies Are Free and Cymbeline for Shakespeare in the Park. This was a sound basis in theater that preceded television success. In 1974, Grassel took on the role of Caroline Ingalls in the television series Little House on the Prairie. The show, based on the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, brought into light all the trials and tribulations of a pioneer family living in late 19th century America. Grassel brought her character Caroline to life as a very attentive, loving, and supportive mother to whom audiences took an instant liking to. Karen Grassel played the character Caroline Ingalls, which was important in the exploration of family, love, and perseverance in Little House on the Prairie. Caroline was a woman who expressed and fitted well into the late 19th century realities of the strength and resilience of women. Grassel added something more to her portrayal of the character, adding depth and substance to it. The success she received from this character was highly acclaimed. She garnered lots of fans from her performance and ensured that the show would be remembered for many years to come. From 1974 to 1983, Little House on the Prairie successfully ran its 9-season course, remaining a cultural milestone for many viewers. Outside of acting, Grassel has been an active participant in women's rights. Projects that she worked on regarding domestic violence include co-writing and starring in the TV film Battered. Her commitment to social issues has elevated her legacy further in the entertainment world. Following her work on Little House on the Prairie, Grassel continued her love of acting on both the stage and screen. She co-founded the Resource Theater Company in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she later acted with the Actors Theater of Louisville. Her work in independent films, such as Not to Forget, released in 2021, shows her range and continued affection for the profession. In 2021, Grassel released her memoir entitled Bright Lights, Prairie Dust, Reflections on Life, Loss, and Love, wherein she spoke candidly about her battles with alcoholism and musings about her experiences in the entertainment business. A memoir like that gave her the power to reach out to her fans on a deeper level and show them there was life outside of the iconic role that she had portrayed. With her work in television and theater, added to her support for various social causes, she has secured a place among the ranks of well-known individuals within the entertainment industry. To this day, her character of Caroline Ingalls serves as a role model for successive generations, as a matriarch who exemplifies the values of love, family, and perseverance that have been synonymous with Grassel's career. Grassel remains part of public life through interviews and appearances, and her legacy lives on. Lindsay and Sidney Greenbush. Next, we turn to Lindsay and Sidney Greenbush, born on May 25, 1970, in Los Angeles, California. They played the role of Carrie Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie. The twin sisters also made their early dive into the entertainment world, purely because of their parents, actor Billy Green Bush and Carol K. Bush. Their very first acting role was in a television movie in 1973 named Sunshine, where, after that film's director recommended her to Michael Landon, she was selected as Carrie Ingalls. The Greenbush sisters played Carrie for the first time in the pilot episode of Little House on the Prairie on March 30, 1974, up until the show ended in 1982. They were jointly credited as Lindsay Sidney Greenbush, and together they played the role throughout the show, adding a touch of innocence and charm to the family dynamics of the Ingalls. Although the character Carrie was initially little, their performance in The God Sister, an episode in which the twins had to play both Carrie and her imaginary friend Alyssa, made them quite memorable. Lindsay and Sidney Greenbush became cultural icons and a representation of the innocence of childhood across the 1970s well into the 1980s. Following the series' conclusion, they retreated from acting to focus on their education and personal interests like amateur boxing and horse training. They have kept in pretty close touch with their fans, and both sisters have very fond memories of Little House on the Prairie. Dabbs Greer. We also have Dabbs Greer, born Robert Williams Dabbs Greer on April 2, 1917, in Fairview, Missouri, who enjoyed an acting career spanning over 6 decades. Best known for his role as Reverend Alden on Little House on the Prairie, his career spanned a wide range of film and television roles. Born and raised in Anderson, Missouri, his interest in acting was encouraged at a tender age by his parents. By age 8, he had started acting in children's theater, where his love for the stage grew. He attended Drury College in Missouri after high school and quickly rose to the head of the drama department, proceeding to earn a Bachelor of Arts. At Pasadena Playhouse, Greer gained additional acting experience while working as an actor, instructor, and administrator. In 1949, he began his long and diverse career in cinema with his first on-screen credit, an uncredited role in the film Reign of Terror. During the 1950s and 1960s, Greer hit the television screen more so in series such as Gunsmoke, The Twilight Zone, and The Fugitive, where he played from preacher characters to villains. These secured him in Hollywood as a character actor. In 1974, Greer joined Little House on the Prairie as Reverend Alden, the kind-hearted pastor of Walnut Grove. His character provides moral influence and is also a rock to lean on to the townsfolk, especially to the Ingalls family. His warmth and sincerity in the role made Reverend Alden one beloved figure and contributed largely to the appeal of the series. Greer would appear in each season of Little House until it ended in 1983. His character, Reverend Alden, furthered the show's messages of faith, family, and community that made such a lasting impact on audiences. His performance contributed to the depth of the story by emphasizing the role of spiritual leadership. The life and career of Dabbs Greer were comprised of the innumerable contributions he made to television and the cinema, especially for the role he played as Reverend Alden in Little House on the Prairie. He could bring warmth and relate to his character so that audiences loved him. How he confirmed his role as Old Paul Edgecombe in The Green Mile showed his ability to play versatile roles and act accordingly. Greer died on April 28, 2007 at age 90, but his contribution to entertainment did not die with him. Fans of classic television and film still remember his performances. Matthew Labourteau. Matthew Labourteau was born on December 8, 1966 in Los Angeles, California. Early health issues included a heart condition and developmental delays. Later, Frankie and Ron Labourteau adopted him. He grew up in an enabling atmosphere that nurtured his artistic talents. Labourteau started his career with guest roles in several television series, among them The Waltons and MASH. In 1978, he won the role of Albert Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie and gained wider recognition. As Albert, Labourteau portrayed a determined and sensitive young man who quickly captured fan hearts. His talent contributed to the series' running themes of family and survival, which audiences cherish so dearly. Other than Little House on the Prairie, Matthew Labourteau extended his art of acting in films like The Last Unicorn and The Great Escape 2, even popular series like Knight Rider. He even extended his voice to career voice acting, showing how adaptive he is to the genres. Labourteau has kept busy in show business, attending the Little House reunions, and has worked on shows such as The Young and the Restless. He also has become a very vocal advocate for autism awareness, inspiring and helping others through his platform. The growth of Labourteau from a child actor into an appreciated figure in the industry is just amazing. His talent and dedication have been permanent in the minds of both audiences and the entertainment world. Jonathan Gilbert. Jonathan Gilbert was born on April 28, 1967 in Los Angeles, to a family steeped in the profession of entertainment. Adopted by actors Barbara Cowan and Paul Gilbert, younger brother of Melissa Gilbert, exposure to acting came early. Gilbert initiated his acting career at the tender age of 7 years, playing his most iconic role as Willie Olson in the TV series Little House on the Prairie back in 1974. His character, the feisty Willie, the bad boy son of Nels and Harriet Olson, brought a perfect blend of humor and depth to the series until its end in 1983. Jonathan Gilbert as Willie Olson was important to the development of the dynamic of the show Little House on the Prairie. The character often was comic relief while he engaged in storylines of rivalry, friendship, and growth himself, adding emotional depth to the show. Gilbert's portrayal sealed Willie as one of the most memorable characters, and his appearance throughout all 9 seasons supported the series' continuity as a family drama. Willie's growth from a spoiled child to a more responsible person ran parallel with the series' development itself as it faced the many complexities of life within the pioneer community. After Little House on the Prairie, Gilbert took time out of acting to attend college. He had a bachelor's from Hamilton College and an MBA in finance from Baruch College. He shifted to finance and got employment as an investment banker in New York City, which was far out and a jolting career change by those who recognized him as a child actor. Although he didn't stay in the limelight, Gilbert remains in fans' hearts as Willie Olson. He has reunited a few times with the cast for events, speaking about this show being different from any other. His career path from being a child actor to a finance professional shows he is capable of adapting and moving on to different aspects of life. Jonathan Gilbert's life stands in testament to the timelessness of Little House on the Prairie and how varied paths one can forge away from early fame. The contribution he made to that series remains dear to the hearts of his audience, immortalizing him in television history. Catherine McGregor. Born Dorley Dean McGregor on January 12, 1925, in Glendale, California, she grew up in Fort Collins, Colorado, where an early interest in acting was nurtured. After graduating from Northwestern University in 1947 with a degree in science, she went to New York City and started using the name Scotty McGregor. In New York, she studied her craft in theater with iconic acting teachers Sanford Meisner and Stella Adler. She began a career on stage, appearing on Broadway in shows like The 7-Year Itch and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, while landing guest roles in television shows like All in the Family and The Film on the Waterfront. One of McGregor's most notable roles was as Harriet Olson, the owner of the town's mercantile, which came in 1974 for Little House on the Prairie. She made Mrs. Olson iconic with her sweet and humorous ways of adding a little depth to Harriet, making her a much-remembered antagonist and comic relief throughout the show. It was a performance that resonated with viewers as she became one of those love-to-hate kinds of characters. McGregor balanced the nasty traits of the character with comedy and was able to form a multi-dimensional figure who added much to the show's dynamic. She remained with the series all the way through until 1983, including the spin-off Little House, A New Beginning. After Little House on the Prairie, Catherine McGregor decided to retire and focus on her faith, Hinduism, and volunteer work in the community. She even founded We Hollywood Vedanta Players, a children's theater company where she wrote, directed, and produced plays, passing her love of the arts to young performers. McGregor's legacy is the indelible portrait she painted as Harriet Olson, which remains dear to the series' fans. Off-screen, she was acknowledged for her warmth and generosity, maintaining very close relationships with co-stars Melissa Gilbert and Allison Arngrim. With McGregor's extensive work in both television and theater, coupled with a lifelong commitment to teaching and mentoring young thespians, she had cemented her status as a true favorite among entertainment professionals. Catherine McGregor, 93 years of age, died on November 13, 2018, leaving behind a legacy so teeming with her much-appreciated talent, compassion, and an indelible mark she made on Little House on the Prairie and its audience. Her character represents an important juncture within television history, since she personifies complexities both in human nature and storytelling in particular. Richard Bull. Then we have Richard Bull. He was born on June 26, 1924, in Zion, Illinois. He had grown up in a family that encouraged his artistic tendencies and decided to become an actor. Bull had received training from the Goodman Theater in Chicago, where he was trained. Following his Army Air Corps service as a radio operator during World War II, he returned to acting, immersing himself in theater, and then took off for Los Angeles in the 1950s. Bull settled in Los Angeles and became an extremely busy actor, with roles in many television series and films. His first television appearances were in the 1960s with roles on Gunsmoke, Mannix, and Mission Impossible. Throughout his career, he appeared in more than 86 different television series and 32 films. He did everything from westerns to science fiction. Notable film credits include The Andromeda Strain, 1971, and High Plains Drifter, 1973. Richard Bull is well known for his role as Nels Olson, the husband of Harriet Olson, on Little House on the Prairie. He joined the cast in 1974 and remained until the show's end in 1983. The character of Nels Olson is complex and could often be found torn between his domineering wife and the needs of the community, a balance of humor and depth to the show. The portrayal by Bull of Nels had a great bearing on the dynamics between Walnut Grove people because, on many occasions, he helped iron out conflicts and became an older brother to the younger characters. The character played alongside the Ingalls family and other town members addressed issues of consideration, tolerance, and a sense of unity important in the series' storyline. The warmth and relatability with which Bull played Nels Olson made him an endearing person with fans. Richard Bull left behind a body of the impression he made on television. One of his most significant contributions to acting is the role he played as Nels Olson in Little House on the Prairie, where he earned a spot in the hearts of many generations. After the show ended, he continued to act, going further to appear in various other television series and films, such as ER and The Young and the Restless. Bull remained close to his co-stars, mainly Catherine McGregor and Alison Arngrim, during and after the show aired. Indeed, a testament to friendships brewed while the show was in production. It is in such commitment to the craft and relatability that he brings to his characters that the industry and audiences alike have an indelible mark. Richard Bull died on February 3, 2014, of complications from pneumonia, but is still remembered, and his memory lives on through his performances. The character of Nels Olson stood the test of time as Little House on the Prairie remains one of those few shows that still cozy up to the hearts of audiences through their more than heartfelt narrations and timeless values. Which one of these cast members did you like most? Please do let us know by writing in the comments section below.